my god, that was so stupid. How could they make such a dumb decision? Jesus Christ. We all know the best topping for eggs is hot sauce. Jesus, what terrible characters. I hate them already. No. Hello everyone. It's 11:36 at night. I have work in the morning. We're doing this in one take. I don't care if this goes horribly wrong because I'm sleep deprived. So yeah, I just watched the live premiere event of Card Fight Vanguard Overdress Episode 1. There were, of course, naturally a couple fan subs that showed up throughout the day, but no, I'm here for y'all. I stayed up and I watched the actual thing because they said there would be announcements in the episode. We didn't really get anything big. Two guys from Bushiroad. One of them brought up he's excited for the show because of the animation. And at the end, they brought up about the fact that there will be a online Spring Fest this year. We'll talk about that more when we get closer to that. So we're just here to talk about the episode. And overall, what did I think? I liked it. This was a sort of fun, kind of different take on Vanguard. Now, it has a lot of the stuff you expect from a Vanguard anime. There's no, like, supernatural stuff right off the beat. It's fairly grounded. Like with V-Series, there was a lot of humor right up front, but something about it just had kind of a different feel to it. And I think a lot of that has to do with, like, the visual style and the music. Visually and color palette like, everything feels more normal. Like, yeah, the main character's got bluish hair, the one dude has, like, kind of pink reddish hair almost, but something about the way the show kind of looks and feels, it just feels more like a real world than what we're used to. It feels very down to earth, and I really appreciate that. I also really like the music in this. The score really seemed to kind of set the scene and tell the story. It's creative, it's fun, it is enjoyable. But as we go into the show, we are, of course, introduced to our main character, Yu, I think is his actual name. They call him Yu because he's dressed as a girl. And the big thing is that he lives with his older sisters and his mom, because no one ever has a dad in these animes. But, like, he's with his older sisters, and they like to dress him up as a girl. I forget if I've talked about this before. They dress him up as a girl. I feel like this is making fun of the fact that a lot of Aichi fan art gender swaps him. I think that might be what that's a homage to. But yeah, no, so they dress him up like a girl, and now they even want to put a bra on him and videotape and send to their friends. And he's like, I know where this hentai is going, so he gets the fuck out of there. Where we learn that his gimmick is that he can't say no. Again, they said this already, but I forget what I've talked about. I'll say his gimmick is that he can't say no, which I think is kind of an interesting idea for a character arc. Now, many protagonists in general have a bad habit of being very reactionary. They don't, like, progress the story, they just react to what happens. Vanguard has had a very big problem with this over the years. Aichi, Chrono, not as much Shin and V-Series Aichi, but those two in particular, very much just kind of stood around, waited for everything to go wrong, and then dealt with it later. So to make it that a character's shtick is that he isn't very proactive, that he's timid, that he can be easily bullied into stuff, that he'll let people go very far with him, I think is kind of funny. The act of making it he dresses like a girl, they have him dressed like a girl, it's kind of weird. I felt like it wasn't played up as much of a joke as we were all expecting. He just kind of is dressed as a girl, and everything just kind of progresses. But it feels like a weird thing to do because you could just had him as a boy and it would have made no difference. And it's not that he likes doing it. If this was about someone who just liked dressing up like a girl, it'd be one thing. But I don't know. It's just a weird, like, non-joke thing that happened. But so anyways, he's then introduced to Megumi because a dude who looks like he's 30 is trying to flirt with him. That was weird. Then Megumi shows up, and I'm not saying she is a replacement for Misaki. No one will ever replace Misaki in my heart. This girl's hot, not gonna lie. This and the other girl. Holy shit, that other girl. Woo! So anyways, they get rid of that guy, where we then get their introductory scene together. She doesn't find it weird he sounds like a boy. Like, the actor doesn't, like, change his voice at all. He just, like, assumes she's a girl, and then the guy comes back, and the Brantgate girl shows up, and, like, arrests him, and the one time I want police brutality in the world, I am not giving it. So she gets arrested, and then they're off, and we're talked about, I don't remember his name yet, but the guy, she just calls him Aniki. Very standard kind of thing for this. And then the guy comes back, and then they bring up about going to the amusement park. But then, like, the guy comes back. I don't get why they decided to frame the introduction of everyone around some weirdo pervert. But they did. Also, I like that they acknowledge that Megumi is hot. That's kind of nice and refreshing, as opposed to these animes where everyone's just stagnant and doesn't, like, acknowledge anyone's physical appearance. But no, so then, like, the brother shows up, and I thought that was the funniest part of the episode. I like that sort of, this guy's, like, he's a tough guy in as much as he'll stand up for everyone, and he wants to be macho when, like, it's important, but he's not really, like, a stereotypical, like, broad shoulders. Like, I thought that was really funny. He's like, boom! I crushed an empty soda bottle. Boom! I can't rip up a manga! And he just throws it far away, and then the guy leaves, and that's the end of it. So I kind of like that introduction. I like that it's funny. I like that there was humor in this that I liked. I feel like V-Series in particular really used the humor to emphasize a lot of the personality of everything. And to see that really come through here, and I think make for the characters to seem kind of fun and neat right off the bat, is really nice. And then we go to the abandoned amusement park. And what I kind of like is everything we'd seen visually up until this point was very normal. The colors they use are very normal. Everything feels very normal. The amusement park has such a fun feel to it. It's kind of this weird, creepy, mysterious setting. I like how there's almost an unsettling moment to it at first. I like that when the reveal of the lights at the carousel where they do the card fighting, there's such this, like, warm look to the light they use that it really makes you interested to see where this is going and what's going to happen next. Where, of course, naturally, we get our first card fight where it's revealed that Brantgate Lady is the announcer. That got a little annoying because I wanted to pay attention to what they were saying, but she kept talking over them. But she fights the Keter Sanctuary guy as a user of Keter Sanctuary. I'm rooting for this guy. But, of course, naturally, the other dude who we've already been introduced to wins. But, oh my god, look at that animation! Like, the big turn where he, like, goes in there with the Dark State dude, I'm still remembering names of stuff, was glorious, and it was beautiful, and it was insane, and it was awesome. If you told me this was the level of animation we were getting, that's why that guy brought up the animation. Like, by God, that was so fucking cool. Like, that whole fight was really awesome, and, like, it's intense, and it's fun, and, of course, he wins, and the Keter guy was just like, oh my god, was I bleeding? That is not due to the power of Psyqualia or Cray magic or anything. That is due to the fact that the amusement park is so old, a lot of the rides have lead paint, and everyone is slowly, like, hallucinating from lead poisoning. So yeah, and then, of course, the episode ends with Yu being revealed as a boy, but, like, it wasn't treated as a serious joke to anyone but Megumi. Everyone was just like, whatever, and moved on, which was sort of like my point. Like, so what was the point of doing it in the first place if there was no, like, payoff to it? Like, if it's gonna be a joke, be a joke. If it's gonna be he's actually into that, let it be into that. Both are fine, but it's gotta do something, and it just kind of didn't, and maybe goes away. I don't know. So yeah, that was Overdress episode 1. It's pretty fun, it's pretty entertaining, it's pretty enjoyable, and oh shit, that fight. I cannot wait to see where the action in this anime is going, and it is so good to have Cardfight Vanguard back, as it's supposed to, as an actual card game anime, and not a bad magical girl anime. So yeah, that was Vanguard episode 1. Obviously, it won't be out again until, like, April, which, you know, is coming up. So we'll be back shortly to talk about Vanguard. And as for, and it's so good to say this again, the Vanguard question of the week. Y'all know you want to talk about it. That Dark State over trigger. Make a Vanguard, have 10k in a crit, the whole fight, you reveal that for your first drive check, make your opponent hate you. That effect is so fucking cool, especially in like premium gears. Was the first thing I thought of was, oh no, Chrono Jet's coming for me. Tell me what you think about this below and what deck you would like to use it in. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me for some more Vanguard.